Hi guys, I'm here. This is a pre-recorded NFL free agency preview. I am Isaac with the Fun Football Podcast, and When the Blitz Hits the Fan, my two shows on Shitty Sports Network and Podcast Boys Network. And I'm not going to be doing any more lives for the month of February, but I wanted to come on and do a really short preview for the Packers free agency. And they typically aren't players in free agency, but I just wanted to talk it in a really short little preview because I'm going to miss you guys and I wanted to have some stuff for on my hiatus. So coming soon, also, I will be doing a Packers mock draft. I don't know if I'm going to get to all 32 teams, but I am going to do all 8 divisions. And out now, you guys can see there's an NFC North mock draft with me, Med from Shots from the Sideline and Blitz, and Lincoln from American Football Network, both on Podcast Boys Network. And I did the Packers. Link did the Lincoln. He did the Lions, Med did the Bears, and we rotated on the Vikings. And it was a blast, and it's done really well on YouTube. So I was like, I got to do more of these mock drafts. So that'll be coming soon, but this is a free agency special. So we teased this on Fun Football last night. I'm recording this the day after my last Fun Football one. So it's, February 13th. This is a way too early preview. I will be doing some more. There will be some lives in March, so don't worry about it. But I'm just going to talk Packers on this one. I think the Packers, I'm going to just make predictions. I think the Packers either cut or trade David Bakhtiari. He has a $40 million cap hit. I'm looking at Spot Track right now. His dead cap is only 19 mil. It's almost a $21 million cap clearing, unless I'm misunderstanding something here. I think, unfortunately, he's going to be a cap casualty. I would love some comments on the video. Let me know your thoughts. I will be putting this on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, everywhere, just so you guys know. Hopefully, I'll be uploading the link from YouTube to everything. So it'll be on YouTube shortly tonight. Okay. Here's my really questionable one. I love Kenny Clark. He's coming back, but at a $27.5 million cap hit, his cap, he was 11% of the cap. Bakhtiari, who barely played this year, was 16. I unfortunately can't see Kenny Clark coming back at that number. I just don't see it. There's no way. I don't see a scenario where he comes back at that money. That doesn't mean we're not keeping him. The problem is, from anything I've read on this, his cap number goes down in the future. I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, his cap hit goes from 28 mil this year to 13.7 in 2025. And then 5.5, it's a void. It's a 5.5. It was front loaded. And this is the biggest year of it. And then it goes down to 2.7. So I don't know. That's hard because his deal is going to be great after this. And even if we, give Love a bump this year, we're still going to have a lot of money next year. We're projected to have, I think, 90 mil. So that's tough. I think that they're going to keep Kenny Clark, but they might have to push some of that to future years. And his calculated market value is 16.8. So it's about 10 mil off. I'm thinking if they can push 10 of it or make it a signing bonus, they're going to reduce that cap number. He's coming back. He's awesome. I mean, he was a Pro Bowler, 7.5 specs as a defensive tackle, that he plays a lot of, speaks for itself. So I want to hear your thoughts on Bakhtiari and Kenny Clark. I'm going to talk about what the Packers are going to do with their players and a few targets, and I'm going to come out with parts of this video. I might even do with some guests in the future. We had Jair Alexander. Problem with him is his cap hits 24. And his dead cap is 27.5. He had some issues this year. Unless he asks for a trade and the team's just done, I think they got to keep him. He's a stud. I think Valentine's a stud in the making. I really do. I like those two at corner. I still think they need to go and get another one because I don't believe in Stokes. And Valentine looks okay. I don't particularly like Nixon at corner. I think he's better in special teams. So that's a really tough one. I think they need to move some of Alexander's money to the future and clear a little money there as well, if we can, because he was almost 10% of the cap. Okay, here's another one that's tough. He's got to come back. But Aaron Jones at 17, almost 17.6 million, we'd saved 5 by cutting him. But considering what he did on the stretch and that he means so much to the team and how valuable he is when healthy, I think in free agency we're going to be better off either pairing him with a running back if we do get aggressive, which I know the Packers, I know this well enough, they're not going to get aggressive. However, if we do, there's some targets. and I really, really like either Saquon Barkley or Derrick Henry. There are some other guys out there. Zach Moss is a target I kind of like. I'm not big on Tony Pollard. Eckler maybe. Gus Edwards, nah. Swift, I like the Moss thing on the lower. He's a little bit lower on the running back list, and I think he's got some juice for the right deal. If we could get Henry or Barkley, Henry especially, I think could take a little bit less money possibly with us. That's my hope. So I don't know. It's tough, but I think we bring Jones back and let Dylan go. Personally, that's where I think we're at. I think we've got to do that. It sucks because I mean a lot of people like Dylan. I get it, but I just don't think you can bring him back. Unfortunately, he's not. He just hasn't produced enough for the Packers. I want to know y'all's thoughts on that. I don't see it. Um, I think we can massively improve here. And seriously, Dylan's missed. He's not only missed time, but he also just hasn't been that effective. And I think it's time to. I really think it's time to move on. I do. So I think we got to move on from him. Leave some comments, guys. I want to know your thoughts on this because I'm going to do a bunch of these. I can't stay off the mic. I love it, but I'm going to do some. Like I said, I'm going to do some more pre-records. Here's the list. I'm going to hit our free agents really quick and then go back to that list. So Tyler Davis, I think, is gone. DeGuara, maybe on a cheap deal, but now that we've got Tucker Kraft and Musgrave at tight end, I think he might be gone too. Dylan, like I just said, I think he's gone. Rudy Ford, even though we need depth at safety, I think he's gone. Our tackle, Nishman, I mean, it just depends on what he wants money-wise, but I just don't think he's coming back either. Nixon, this one's intriguing. I think at the right deal, maybe, because he was an effective corner more 2 years ago. He played some slot corner and actually was okay, but I don't know. That one I could see in the right deal, but it'd probably be like a one-year deal again. Jonathan Owens made some plays, but I think we need an upgrade at safety. Maybe for some depth, he would take like a $3 or $4 million contract, but I wouldn't go beyond it. Runyon's interesting. This is one of the positions on the offensive line that I think we could improve either in the draft, probably not for agency, but probably the draft. Unless Runyon's going to take a discount, I think he's gone, unfortunately. Same with Wilson, maybe a really cheap deal. Savage, personally, guys, I'd move on. I know he made that big play in the NFC Conference Championship, or sorry, the NFC wildcard. We didn't make the Conference Championship this year. He made the pick six. That was a big play. He's made some plays, but also I do think we need to get better at safety, and I personally let him go. I'm curious what y'all's thoughts are on that. Okay. I'm going to do some more players I think they need to let go of and stuff. I really get to the right list. There we go. I think Preston Smith is one I'd let go of, even though we're moving to a 4-3. This is a really tough one, but I consider letting go of him. And here's why. Like, we're moving to a 4-3, but I want to see more Van Ness, and I think that we can get a better edge rusher if we can clear this money off and go and get a free agent. There are so many free agents out there. In free agency this year, at edge, it's deep. You've got, oh my gosh, where's my edge rushers? You got Chris Jones in the middle. It's kind of ridiculous. Where's my edge rusher list? You got Chris Jones. Where is this? This is terrible. You've got so many guys out there, though. I just like, I don't know. I think I'd let it go. I think I'd let Preston Smith go here. There's so many edge rushers out there. Josh Jones is out there. Like, you've got so many guys. I think I'd just move on at this point, unfortunately, with him. And I think also I'd definitely move on from Campbell, because if we're going to do a 4-3, we need to find out if Quay Walker's it. And at $14 million, clearing that cap now and having that money freed up for next year, you'd only save 2.6, so basically 2.5 mil by cutting Campbell. But personally, I think Campbell lost a step. He's not at that all-pro level anymore, and I'd let him go. Jenkins, you got to keep. Jordan Love's probably going to get an upgrade. I don't really know where you're going to move money for future years on guys. You can't cut Watson or anything like that, even though he's been injury prone. So they're going to keep the rest of their guys, and I don't think they're going to sign any of those other free agents. So I'm going to go through a quick free agency list. I wouldn't go anything at quarterback. I talked about the running backs, the targets I'd like. I probably wouldn't sign too much on the line. I wouldn't spend a lot of money at tight end either. At receiver, Guys, Ridley's okay. I would absolutely. I love Michael Pittman and T. Higgins. Those two, if we got them, I'd be so happy. I know our receivers are good. I'd probably go for a running back if I spent money on offense. But I kind of like Mike Evans because I feel like he'd develop our receivers. He would, you know, I think he'd be like, he's such a good teammate. I think he'd be a good coach. I think he'd help bring them along. And man, I just really think that Mike Evans would be the target. And that's who I want to target. I'm going to have a short part 2 episode, defensive free agency targets, later in the week. I kind of teased it. There are some defensive guys. Let me know what you think of this video. Part 2, there's going to be several parts. This is part 1, early one, more to come. See y'all again soon.